Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the refund related clarifications which have come in through Circular 197 dated 17th of July. The first and foremost clarification is with regard to restriction of refund based on GSTR 2B. Before 1st of January 22, it was already clarified that refund would be eligible only if the invoice was appearing in GSTR 2A. Now, it could appear in GSTR 2A of any period, of any past period, current period, or subsequent periods. However, from 1st January 22, the condition is that ITC itself would be only eligible if the invoice first appears in GSTR 2B. So, if the invoice is appearing at a later date in GSTR 2B, the refund has now been restricted. That means if I am, let's say, filing the refund for February 22, I can only avail the refund for that ITC which is appearing in GSTR 2B of Feb 22 or any period before that. If the invoice is appearing in 2B of, let's say, April 22, the refund is going to be restricted. For any period before 1st Jan 22, the refund would still be eligible based on the current norms, which is based on GSTR 2A of any period. Having said this, in my view, this clarification would be challenged in the days to come because there is no denial of the fact that if I avail my ITC based on GSTR 2B at an earlier date, still the ITC becomes eligible because the invoice appears in GSTR 2B of a later date. But the department can maximum avail interest if I am availing the ITC before the date then I should. Before my should be date, if I am availing the ITC, department can maximum ask for interest. But denial of a substantive right like refund simply because the invoice is appearing in my 2B in a subsequent month. It is appearing in March 22 instead of February 22. Should the refund be denied? In my view, this is a huge step which the government has taken, and I don't know whether they would be able to withstand the legal test when this particular provision is challenged at the higher forums. Next, calculation of adjusted total turnover. Now, 89 subrule 4 has has an explanation now which says that export turnover would be lower of the value as per shipping bill or the value declared in the tax invoice. So it will be lower of the two, shipping bill value or the value declared in the tax invoice. The adjusted total turnover formula is now saying that it is export turnover plus domestic turnover. So the value of export turnover in the denominator in adjusted total turnover would also be lower of the two, that is shipping bill value or value declared in the tax invoice. So numerator and denominator export turnover value would remain the same. Next, refund where export goods or services are after the time limit. Now rule 96A says that there is a time limit which they are providing. 3 months from the date of export invoice for goods, there should be actual movement of goods. So from the date when I prepare the invoice for export, within 3 months itself, I should be able to export those goods. So shipping bill date versus export invoice date should not be more than 3 months. Also, in case of realization of export of services, that amount should not be realized after 1 year from the date of export of services. So the realization of export of services has to be within 1 year of the date of export, right? It has been clarified through Circular 125 itself that if this provision stands violated, the officer should grant post facto approval. That means if I am not able to make this export within this timeline, the departmental officer of a relevant forum is required to give me a post facto approval that yes, you can still make the exports, and you can, department should not be asking for making payment of export amount and thereafter claiming the refund, because rule 96A is very clear. If I'm not following these norms of 3 years or 1 year as the case may be, in that case I need to make the payment of taxes along with interest. So export benefit, even though I had made without payment of tax, I need to now make the payment of tax along with interest. However, after the set date, once the condition gets fulfilled, 3 months or 1 year, in that case, whatever payment I have made, I can get the refund of that. So it has been clarified that I can file a refund under excess payment of tax, but the excess payment of tax head as of now is only available for excess payment in 3B. That is why if anyone wants to file refund and excess payment of tax head is not available, in that case one can file a refund under any other category. But the benefit of zero rated supply would not be denied. Department will not say that I will deny you the benefit simply because you have exported after this time limit. All they can ask for is make the payment of taxes along with interest, and they will not even ask for making the payment along with interest before granting refund. They can grant the refund, thereafter they can ask for refund, and they can ask for interest amount for the particular period. They can still ask for that. If I have already made the payment of taxes along with interest, since I could not export, in that case I can ask for refund once I have fulfilled this condition of export of goods or services. Last but not the least, one more clarification which has come in is with regard to section 42. As of now, I am required to give a declaration to the government that my ITC stands matched between the what the supplier has uploaded versus whatever ITC I have taken. So that declaration I need to file along with the fact that my supplier has made the payment of taxes as per section 16(2)(c). Now, since 42 has been omitted because the matching as per GSTR 2 and 3 never came into picture, I don't need to do the matching as per section 42. All I need to do is now ensure that I provide an undertaking that tax has been paid by the supplier to the government under section 16(2)(c). With this, I have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for giving me a very patient hearing.